Okay, and welcome everyone back to another episode of the Miami Call-In Show. I'm your host, Jaden Gonzalez, and you know, it's Notre Dame week. We are here. We are ready. I'm ready to hear your guys' takes. I'm ready to hear what you guys have to say. It's a big week. Just 3 or 4 days away from kickoff. We're right there. And, it's time to hear what you guys have to say all week. On Monday, me and Chase were talking. We made our piece on Miami Primetime Live. On Tuesday, I hopped on the Notre Dame show, spoke my piece on why, listened to them, had a good time talking to them. Wednesday, Cam and Mark spoke about the game. And today, I want to hear what you guys got to say. We're right there. It's a big game. Obviously, everyone knows how much this game matters to Miami, to the fans, to everyone. And this is what we're looking at here. And I'm excited for this game. I think we all are. Obviously, a little bit nervous. The anticipation's kind of building up, and like it's all right in front of us. And yeah, so I'm gonna post a StreamYard link right now. Hopefully we get some people to join. Last week I know it was a little bit rough. So hope we can get some people to join. And while we have some people to join, a couple quick things about the game. I want to say the first thing about this game to look at. Again, it's the StreamYard is posted in the chat. Please join it. You want to speak your opinion, speak whatever you want. Give me a game prediction, whatever you want to talk about right here, whatever you want. Couple things as we wait for people to come in, wait for people to join. This weekend, the weather is a factor. It's going to be a factor. And Saturday, just saying Saturday, is the Orange Blossom Classic, the HBCU game that will be at Hard Rock Stadium. I will be in attendance for that. A lot of rain in that forecast. I saw somewhere where it said it might be about an inch of rain, which is bad because there's going to be a game being played there. And then and then the next day, Sunday, game day, another day where it's expected to rain. It's Miami in the summer. So what we're looking at potentially is another a muddy, very gritty kind of game being played in the rain that's going to be dependent entirely on, it might just be a run heavy game. It might be a very, methodical game. It'll be a game based on who makes the least amount of turnovers, like that kind of game of ground and pound. Or you could see some sloppy football with, the way that the weather might turn out. It's definitely going to be a factor. It's definitely something we have to take into play when you're Miami and you're looking at this game, especially when on the opposite side is one of the best running back tandems in the country, and Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, and a very good offensive line group. So, once again, it's a big game. The weather is going to it's going to be a factor. And I think from that, you might see some game predictions from anyone. It might vary just because of how variable things are entering this game. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Again, StreamYard posted in the chat and in the description. Join. Want to hear what you guys got to say, whatever it may be. I do not care. But yeah, game looks, at least here in Miami on campus, there's a buzz for this game. There's anticipation for this game. We sold out student tickets in minutes, took literally minutes, sold out the crowd right away for student tickets. We're having over 80 buses heading up and down Hard Rock Stadium. The students are going to be there. The fans are going to be there. The cheapest ticket's like $700. This is going to be one of the loudest environments at Hard Rock Stadium we're going to see probably since, the FSU game a couple of years back, and then Notre Dame in 2017. This is the games that you're waiting on as a fan, as someone, as a student. These are the games you kind of are waiting your entire life for, to try to watch and be and kind of care about, right? Like, those are the games that define your fandom, defines your college experience. And I'll tell you, everyone on campus is hyped about it. Everyone's talking about their plans, how they want to get into the game, whatever it may be, and should be fun. Should be a great environment, great game between two big powerhouse teams. It'll look great for Miami if they can steal a win from the Fighting Irish. Let's talk about a couple things. I want to mention, again, click on the StreamYard link. Please, please, please. I want to hear what you guys got to say, or else it'll just be me talking like any other show that we have. and we've done shows all week in anticipation for this game. So please, please, please hop on, join, whatever it may be. We don't care, whatever you guys got to say. Yeah, it's I want to mention a couple quick things I think that might be at play here. I think in terms of keys of the game for Miami to win this game, I mentioned it briefly on the Tuesday Notre Dame primetime live show that they had me on. Again, great group of guys, but the way that they were talking, obviously they're Notre Dame fans, so they're going to be very high on their team. And I came in, I was pretty high on Miami, and I spoke my piece. But the way that I saw it, the way that Miami can win this weekend, it starts right away with limiting Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love. I know it's not easy to do. I know it's one of the tougher things that anyone can do, considering how good they are as a duo. But if Miami does want to win this game, they have to limit Price and Love to force Notre Dame quarterback Steve Carr to do what he has to do. Oh, how's it going? Hold on 1 second. How's it going, Caden?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Ian, Alan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, and you?
First time in color, but a little bit of a long-time member of the Voice of College Football Network. First of all, I do want to say this. I've been watching you and the Miami channel, and I got to say, you guys are doing some good stuff up in here.
Thank you. I
First of all.
appreciate it.
And I am an Ohio State fan, just so
Okay.
you know, from London, Ohio, which is a small town here in Ohio. But I'm gonna tell you this. You want I'll tell you my takes on Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's a good team with a head coach that's very talented. He's got a very good, talented team. And I know that a lot of the Miami legends like Ed Reed, Ray Lewis have come in there talking about how to set the tone in the locker room. Well, you know what? I can agree with Ray Lewis. To set the tone in the locker room, excuse me, I'm a little out of context today because I've just been running since 6 a.m. this morning. But to set the tone in the locker room is to win the first game and to set the tone from there. Notre Dame is week 1, and I'll tell you what, Notre Dame fans, and I call them Notre Dame because they lost to my team not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times already in the last 4 years. And I'll tell you what, as long as Mario Cristobal can let that defense just cook, let Carson Beck get comfortable with the system. And I know he's very comfortable with the system since he's come from Georgia, a very elite program. And also, in my opinion, Miami's an elite program too. Now, I've been hearing, ACC fans, including Clemson, everybody, independent schools such as Notre Dame, talking like you guys don't deserve a rematch for the national championship. And in my opinion, y'all do, against the team that beat y'all for it in overtime, 31-24 in overtime. Now, I have no grudges against anybody in Miami, and especially no Miami Hurricane fans. I told some Miami Hurricane fans this. I have more respect for the Miami Hurricanes over Clemson and Notre Dame. 2 of the most overrated programs, in my opinion. That is coming from me, just so everybody on the Miami channel knows that.
I agree with everything you said there. Yeah, I think one of the reasons, what will help Miami at least win this game is the defense with the crowd that's coming in on Sunday. If you make CJ Carr uncomfortable, it's going to change the way the game is played. I always think about that 2017 game where Miami already has a big lead. They bring in Ian Book. He's uncomfortable. He doesn't know what he's hearing. On a 3rd down, Miami brings the pressure, gets a pick 6, seals the game. That right there is what Miami has to do. They have to make him uncomfortable. They have to make him look scared, make him look like a true redshirt freshman quarterback. That kind of game plan has to be in play for Miami to win. And I think Notre Dame's a very solid team. They're a very good program. It's a huge win for Miami if they can win this game, and it does start with the first quarter, what they can do right away.
And Ray Lewis has said this on multiple occasions. Bring the pressure on defense. Play cover 0 blitz, cover 1 blitz. Do some man-to-man blitz coverage packages. Bring the pressure, but also be able to cover the receivers. CJ Carr is going to get uncomfortable, and that leaves Miami's D-line to just let them cook every single second. Cause turnovers, force fumbles, interceptions. That's all they got to do. And then for the 4th quarter, you just got to let Carson Beck throw the receivers, and Notre Dame's defense ain't going to know what the heck hit them from behind. And I'm going to say this as honestly, I told Ohio State fans this against Texas. All we've got to do is bring it on defense, which we can do,
Yep.
and then let Julian Sayin come in the fourth quarter, cook with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, and the game's over by then. I've got Miami winning against Notre Dame 35-10, and
I
that's
like
the
that.
defense doing the work.
I like that.
First, second, and third quarter, the defense comes in, sets the tone, lets Notre Dame low. Nope. That when they're in the 305, they got no chance in winning that game.
Yep.
And Carson Beck's going to clean it up. And, guess what? He gets to go home to his girlfriend, say, you know what, babe? I got to beat the Notre Dame Irish because they knew they couldn't come in the house that the Canes built, and the Canes kicked their carcass. And I'm going to tell you that's the truth. As an Ohio State fan, I'm telling the truth about Miami. And I cannot wait for an Ohio State-Miami rematch in the national championship. Miami OSU 2. Oh, I know that would be sweet. So
Um,
I know that's kind of just my 2 cents. But, I know Will and D is somewhere in South Bend probably complaining, moaning, crying about my prediction. And I told him Notre Dame can lose 4 games. And I told him that Notre Dame is going to lose 4 games. And one of them just happens to be against Miami. Now, they can screw up after the Miami game against Texas A&M, which they can lose that game at Texas A&M. I think it's at Texas A&M or at Notre Dame. But either way,
at Notre
even
Dame.
at home, they have a better percentage chance of losing. And let me remind all the Notre Dame fans, if they're listening, and especially Will, I know you're listening from South Bend, buddy. Somewhere in South Bend there with Marcus Freeman and the boys. But y'all lost to NIU. NIU. We beat NIU 72-0. Y'all lost them at home. I cannot believe y'all are over here talking this big trash after y'all lost that game to a group of 6 school who's not even in the Big Ten. You gotta be kidding me. Miami fans are laughing at you right now because y'all can't even beat a good team. Jeez, and let alone a preschooler team. Come on, man. We played preschooler teams because the Big Ten knows that nobody wants to smoke with Ohio State. That's a fact. And I'll tell you what, I at least could tell you this. Miami is a better team than Notre Dame. By far. They got the weapons, they've got the coach, they've got the staff. And all Mario Cristobal's got to do is let them know, hey, this is the season for y'all to step up in the ACC, beat Notre Dame, beat Clemson, take the ACC title, and guess what? One automatic spot into the playoffs. And I got y'all going 11-1. Either somehow Clemson survives, but I dang sure know Florida State ain't going to be doing nothing. And especially Florida. I'll tell you what, them Florida Gators, they can say they're tough. Until you play this Canes team that I'm really pumped about and I'm ready for them to dominate the ACC. As far as I'm concerned, Florida, you ain't nothing to these boys that wear the green and orange that hold up the U from
Yes,
the
sir.
305. And that's a fact. So I'll leave it to y'all fans. And in honor of the Canes fans again, you're going to get the U from an Ohio State fan.
Always throw up the U. Okay, and I
Hey,
appreciate it.
I'll see you guys next time. And who knows? This Ohio State fan might call in when y'all beat Notre Dame. And guess what? I'll be partying with you boys. And we can go tell the girls with the BBLs to come on and let's party with us. How about that, fellas? And there's one more for you guys.
Appreciate it, kid. And thank you for hopping on.
Go Bucks, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Appreciate you, Caden. Appreciate you hopping on. I agree with some of what he said. I think Notre Dame's a very talented team. I think they're a very solid team, very good program. They have the coach. They do have a very good coach. They have a great running back group. They have a very solid team. If Miami does if Miami does go 11-1, make the make the playoffs as a top seed, be an incredible run, and I would love that any day of the week. I think it'd be an absolute dream for Miami. So, I mean, if you guys want any other takes from, please hop on, whatever you guys got to say, please. Like, he's right. He made a great point that Miami has the talent. They have the weapons around them. This is a big year for Mario Cristobal. He's got to prove to the world that, Miami is a legitimate program. Last year wasn't a fluke that, oh, we have Cam Ward and we're just Cam Ward. That's all we have. No, we're a big time program that can win. We can win in, year out. We don't have windows. We don't have windows. We are always in a window. We're always in a championship window. We're always in a contender opportunity. We have a chance to win any single time, any single week against any single program. And that's what Miami should be building week in, week out. And it starts with these games. Starts with these games against big time talent, against teams like Notre Dame to win and win big. And I wanted to kind of mention that with my keys to the game as we wait for someone else to join. Again, please hop on the chat. Want to hear what you guys got to say and game predictions too. Yes, Falconer, thank you for the 305. When Miami wins, I'll donate to the helicopter fund. I will too, as we mentioned it before. If Miami wins 41-7, like you said, we will be doing a helicopter only stream on Monday. I promise you that. Miami, again, I want to mention my keys to the game for this. I mentioned a little bit earlier that they have to make CJ Carr uncomfortable. I think that's the biggest point. If you make CJ Carr uncomfortable, he's what, kind of is the motor around the team. It could, no matter what team it is, the quarterback is still the head of everything. If he's rattled, he's scared, he's gonna make mistakes. He's going to mess up. He might mess up even a handoff. That's the little things like that. If you make them scared, you make them rattled, you give them that kind of environment of Hard Rock Stadium, which everyone at that stadium needs to be loud, energized, and ready to go. If everything works in our favor in that regard, handling, if you contain Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love and you force them to make CJ Carr step up, make big throws, test our new look secondary under Corey Heatherman, it's going to be a game that Miami can win this game. It's not going to be easy. Nothing about this game will be easy, considering that Notre Dame, apart from CJ Carr, has looked the part of a championship caliber team with a great O-line, a good group of receivers that Notre Dame is very high on, a relatively deep defensive line, good linebackers, great cornerbacks, great linebackers. Hey, Falconer, how you doing?
Hey, can you see me?
Oh, yes, there you go. How's it going?
Hold on. Tim Dillon glasses.
How's everything with you? Are you ready for this game?
I'm ready.
Let me hear. What are you thinking right now? That's the keys to the game for Miami.
It depends on the weather. If it's going to be as wet, then I think our running backs, their running backs are good too. So I don't know. I think I've heard if it's raining. So I hope it's not raining.
Yeah, I think it hurts CJ Carr a little bit more considering where he is as a redshirt freshman. Yes, sir. Always. As a redshirt freshman, if you make him uncomfortable, you pressure him, you have to, you make him, feel rattled in any way, shape, or form. It can easily disrupt the way that Notre Dame plays offense, and it can easily give Miami that momentum to kind of keep forward and move forward. And if they can limit,
hang on.
Oh. We got Will ND here. Is that I believe that's a Notre Dame fan. Yep.
I come in peace.
How's it going, man?
Can you hear me? I turned.
No, you're good.
Okay,
doing good. I mean, I'm always nervous before big games, but
sorry, cutting out there, Will.
Am I good? Sorry, I cut out. I cut out. Sorry. Okay, but I'm fired up for the game.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm feeling like this is the best
blowout. Let's just say that it's rough top. Miami blowout. Probably not 41-17. I'm thinking more like 28-7, maybe somewhere in there. But I mean, depending on the weather is going to be huge. I mean, that's.
It will definitely be a factor. I know the weather is going to be pretty bad, and there's going to be a game being played on Saturday as well. They can absolutely be some muddy conditions for Sunday, and I do fear that it could help Notre Dame because they have such a good running back group and offensive line group. But I think the only benefit that I see there, at least, is how much it could affect CJ Carr entering into that environment. What do you think, Will?
I mean, I think CJ, at least at the beginning, like he's a confident dude, but I'm just worried about him like trying to throw into some crazy windows because that's the one thing that scares me about him. Like I don't think he'll really be shaken by anything. I'm just worried that his decision making will get too aggressive. But
one thing I heard when I was talking to the Notre Dame guys was that he was in camp, he was trying to make big plays, he was trying to kind of stand out, and he was making some big mistakes out of that. And I mean, if he ends up doing that again on Sunday, that could be a real concern, in general for Notre Dame. You can't be making turnovers in a game as big as this.
But I think Mike Denbrock will just be a game manager, and I'm hoping he doesn't put the ball in harm's way.
Well, if the game's fully reliant on the run game between both sides, I do fear that Miami would lose the game because of how good Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, and that offensive line is. But I mean, it doesn't hurt Miami because of how good Fletcher and Lyle are. It's just I think that it might give Notre Dame an edge because of how good and physical that running back group is.
It's going to come down to defense.
Yeah,
if Heatherman can do what he did in Minnesota, if he can do that with a much more talented group of guys, Notre Dame always think, oh, we're the Midwest, we're these big guys. It's never worked out for them. Right? And I hope it doesn't again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a new look secondary. It's definitely something that we really won't see. We don't know what we're really going to get until we see it on Sunday. Obviously, the potential is there because of who they have in terms of new look guys in the secondary. Unfortunately, though, Notre Dame, at least in my opinion, is more proven in terms of guys that they have with Christian Gay and Leonard Moore. It's definitely going to be – I definitely probably give Notre Dame the edge. But if Miami, the way that we expect Heatherman to play with the new guys, with a new group, you could see that Miami could, bounce back in that regard because you have to throw away everything that happened last year with that defense.
I mean, my hope is it just takes those guys a while to gel.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, just throwing them in there for the first game against a strong team is a lot tougher than if it was Bethune-Cookman or Florida A&M.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit. It's definitely gonna be a little bit harder. But the talent that he has that we brought in is beneficial. Like the guys that they have are significantly better than they had last year. Like Chuck Brantley, Zachariah Poisier, paired with Frederic and a healthy Damari Brown is going to be a very solid defensive back group. Is it going to? I think it will be able to compete against the Notre Dame receivers. But you're right; it's definitely going to be a challenge to see how well they're really ready for Week 1 and how well they're ready against a team like Notre Dame.
And the Miami defense actually is used to playing in the South Florida, rain. So they're going to get after him. I don't think the rain's probably not going to affect the defense for Miami as much as it will for Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that.
I mean, I don't know. The thing is, everyone was talking about the heat in College Station, and I think the strength and conditioning was really good for that game. So hopefully it'll be good for the Miami game as well.
I mean that's another. There's a lot that kind of goes into that game. It's kind of the outside things apart from what we're looking at right now with the X's and O's. That there's a lot of different layers to it. Just the fact that this game is being played in Miami gives Miami another added layer to it. With the weather, what we're expecting to see in South Florida, there's so much more that is to this game, and it's also it's Week 1. Anything can change between these two programs. You have no idea what these two teams are going to look like right away. CJ Carr may not look like the guy that Notre Dame fans expected, or Carson Beck may look better or worse. Like we really won't know until they step on the field at 7:30 on Sunday. So it's hard for us to just even make that kind of prediction.
I think the atmosphere.
I mean, that's what's great about Week 1, though. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No one thought Florida State was going to be a 2-10 team.
The atmosphere is going to be nuts. My daughter, who's a junior at UM right now, who babysits for some folks nearby, they have eight season tickets. They don't go to most of the games, and she was talking to him about. I took her when she was a young girl to the 2017 game, and it was one of the things she really, just so much fun. And so they're all going. Their whole family's going. I think anybody who's got tickets, and I know it is, we sell out the tickets. People just don't go. That's the thing people don't understand about Miami is the tickets are sold out. Now, if there's something better to do that day, you do the better thing. Or if it's raining, you do the better thing.
Yeah.
But
It's also not easy to get to Hard Rock. Like, again, I go to UM. I'm there right now.
helicopters. I'm telling you, it's not that hard. I got a friend that owns one. They're not that expensive.
They're not expensive.
They're expensive. They're college expensive. They're not real world expensive. If that makes any sense.
Look, it's an hour drive at a minimum to get there, and a lot of the students, especially the freshmen, are getting there by bus. And then they're there for a little bit, and then they leave at half. That's how it goes for most of them. I think for this game, it might be different only because, tickets sold out in less than 10 minutes. The resale right now for student tickets is a lot. People are investing a lot of money and time into this game. They're working their schedules around this game. The crowd will be there. And that's not something I'm at all worried about because of at least seeing on campus, there's a buzz. There's a big buzz. It sucks that we even have to talk about the fact that how the stadium will look, but the stadium should be packed, should be loud, excited. I'm excited for everything about this game just because it's, we're renewing a rivalry between these two teams. There's nothing that beats that.
That 2017 game. I mean, I'm an Orange Bowl guy, man. I'm an 88 to 93 guy. So but that 2017 game was the first time Hard Rock felt like the old OB, right? To me. And I think this could do that as well. But even back then, I was in a fraternity at UM. We rented school buses, possibly cakes in the back. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but it happened. And so that's how we would partner with sorority, and we would take because even the OB wasn't that far away, but it was still, most kids don't have cars. It's, you got a lot of kids from out of state, a lot of kids, the commuters had cars, but not a lot of guys had cars.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter, and I've been pitching her for this. She's actually rented a bus for her and some of her friends and her sorority. They rented a private bus, a private, limo bus. It's $50 a piece, and you're doing your own thing. Now, if they're just going one way, you get yourself home however you want to. That's not the greatest idea. But if we had helicopters, that's what we need. Helicopters. And by the way, think about the image of that. Oh, even if you did it by lottery, 50 kids at UM a game get a ticket to fly to the game in a helicopter. You have to, and that helicopter, and that's gonna be on game day. Like, what? Miami kids go to the game in helicopters? We would sign every kid that we wanted.
It would definitely improve the amount of people that want to.
It's all about helicopters.
Well, I'm all aboard for the helicopters. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy to plan to have the university, charter helicopters and bring a certain number of people to these games. It's not an easy thing to do.
They're trying to make it. Look, the school that I went to back in the day in the 80s, the nickname was Suntan U, right?
Yep.
Like my daughter got in, but I don't know that I could get in today because it's become a much better university academically, and with the so maybe the helicopter would be a little flashy, but you know what? That's swag, man. I think that's swag.
It would absolutely would agree. Let me get back to the game here. Will, did you hear what Caden, the Ohio State fan, was talking before the game?
Sorry, I when I clicked the link, it was like the end of his call.
Okay, well, I guess you should be glad. He was talking a lot of smack Notre Dame, stuff that I wouldn't say, personally.
Yeah, I mean, Caden's gone onto my channel and talks next.
That checks out. I mean, I get it. But I mean, where is your mind at right now, as for Notre Dame?
I mean, if this was a Brian Kelly game, I would be doom and gloom, honestly. But with the Marcus Freeman, I watch a lot of the YouTube channels, so I mean, I know I'm taking in the Kool-Aid, but I mean, the guys just mentally, they're like, we haven't I don't know if I won't swear on here, but like their motto this year has been still ain't. So I mean, they're all locked in, they're ready to go. Like if Miami wins this game, Miami is a top 5 team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see either sides of it. I've kept mentioning it and harping on it that Notre Dame is a championship caliber team, but with the exception of potentially a quarterback. But I mean, they were the CFP runner-ups last year. They didn't lose as many guys as it needed that would, hurt their chances
Mhm.
this season. They have the talent around them. And I just for Miami, it's an immediate tone setter that they can, kind of use for the rest of the season. Say, hey, we beat our rivals. That's a top 10 program. That's, that was a championship runner up. This can be the year that we can kind of look at it and say, this is our year. And obviously it starts with how well Beck looks coming back from the injury, the fact that he's from Georgia to Miami. It's a lot of moving pieces for Miami. So you got to kind of see it. And also, I mean, with Mario Cristobal, I do trust him in some of these big games. Last year against UF, winning that game was huge. He's got big wins under his belt. Honestly, the worry I have is maybe not this week, but in later weeks when they have 7 straight games and they have to head into tough environments, and they may lose a game because of incompetence or something like that. That's my fear with Miami's for the season overall. But it's always like that debate that I'm having, like, would I rather Miami lose to Notre Dame and UF, but then they win the ACC, or would they beat their rivals and then they miss out on the ACC and then they force the committee to be like, do they go in? Do they not? Like that? That's killing me right now in my head.
Would you rather win this game or the UF game if you had one locked in?
I think because we beat UF last year,
okay,
I might say Notre Dame. Personally, I'm not sure where all Miami fans sit at, because they hate Notre Dame, UF, and FSU, like all 3 of them. And FSU is probably their number 1 hate. I would imagine it's probably UF 2 and then Notre Dame 3. I would say Notre Dame because I really want to beat Notre Dame. Like I've never, because we haven't played each other since 2017. It's a historic rivalry. I'd say fans from like the 80s and all that, they would probably say Notre Dame. But beating UF again would be awesome. I can't lie, because we don't play them for a while after this. Beating them again at home would be cool. But we already beat them last year in Gainesville, which was an insane, surreal experience. Next year in South Bend as well. And if
I'll probably be at that game.
Yeah, I would love to go to there. It seems like a great environment, everything that's over there. But if we won this on Sunday, and then I could kind of be like, all right, if we lose in Notre Dame, it's not the end of the world, because at least we won last year. That's kind of the way that I probably would say Notre Dame if I had to take a stab at it. Because where do you guys put like Miami in terms of your biggest rivals? I know that USC is probably your top.
USC. I grew up on the Michigan. The Michigan rivalry is still a huge deal. And then it's like kind of murky. Like there's teams that don't like. I still don't really like Miami because of the Twitter presence. I mean, there's cool people like you and Coach Coop on Twitter, but there's some.
I've seen both sides of it this week. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
That's where the hate is. You're seeing it. It's been all week, and you see that with every one of your rivals. It kind of just proves where the sport's at, or where this rivalry is. This rivalry is still. Teams don't like each other still.
Are you worried at all about Cristobal at the end with the clock management? If it's like,
yes and no. I'm a little bit worried about maybe. Yeah, I mean that could definitely come up. When I was screaming at him over the course of the Syracuse game, the Georgia Tech game, too many games last season, and then the year before with Georgia Tech. So obviously his late clock management scares me. Him as a actual coach is not the best. If it definitely could be something, because even in Oregon he lacked those kind of skills. I in an ideal world he does better at it. Hopefully Beck is also more experienced, because he'll kind of come in and help with stuff like that. It's definitely something that it could be in play. I mean, one thing I remember seeing last year was that Mario had to use too many timeouts early on in the game because of bad defense and bad management on the defense. So if that gets cleaned up, maybe Mario has more time to just focus about the game. Maybe then that could change. But that is something that's always in the back of my mind. And the other thing always is we've always been good at kicker, and this season bringing in Burt Auburn, I'm petrified.
Yeah, that guy, I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, when you lose the Borregales brothers, because they were both so dominant.
Those guys are automatic. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you bring in Burt Auburn, who had such a bad year with Texas last year. It's obviously not the best thing for you at all. So the little things like that yeah, they're in play. I know Marcus Freeman's a very good coach. I know that Notre Dame's a very talented team. They have to be perfect. Honestly, I was thinking that last year against UF where they had to play very good football, but then Cam Ward came in and played. Has Cam Ward played? Carson Beck's not Cam Ward, so they have to play to another level of like better football. So I mean, it's a wait and see on Sunday. There's so many moving pieces on Sunday that it's so difficult to like kind of just know what's going to happen.
I do think this game will be one of the lines, though.
Yep. I think that's the number one thing. And like both teams have great O lines. I personally will lean Miami. I know that Notre Dame's got a great O line. Both pass rushes are good. Both D lines are good. Both running games are good. Obviously, probably Notre Dame's better. It's definitely going to come down to who does better within the line, how well Fletcher, Lyle, Jadarian Price, and Love play, and also probably who makes less mistakes. Truly, who makes less mistakes in the entire course of the game, and can control the ball longer. I'm curious, what do you have as your game prediction?
I said 27-20 Notre Dame.
Okay, that's fair. I've had it at 24-21 Miami. I think it's just going to come down to the end. It's been neck and neck. I mean, even the betting odds have it like that. It's everything about that's just like neck and neck. Like it's all right there. It's going to be a good game. That's what I'm really hoping for the most.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Miami's on the up, like especially with Clemson not going to lose a lot next year. I mean, I think you guys will probably be one of the favorites if you guys can develop the quarterback.
Yeah, if Miami loses this game, it's not the end of the world at all because they have the ACC and they have other games to prove themselves. I just think for the state of me as a fan, I want to win this game bad. Like that's. I mean, just as a fan, I want to win this game.
Do you think is the goal to win? And I think Miami, a fair goal would be to win a playoff game.
Yeah, to me that'd be a good season. I mean, winning the ACC is obviously one of our early goals right away. Just win the ACC and then get into the CFP. That's the right away goal. I was talking to the Notre Dame guys about it on Tuesday that this is probably a bigger game for Notre Dame because if they lose,
and they're going to have to be perfect again.
Yeah, and then you have A&M right after that.
A bye and then A&M.
Bye and then A&M. So it's right away. You have that's two big games that you have to kind of win. USC's on there, but I mean, in terms of your schedule, it's Miami and A&M are your two toughest teams this year, and you play them your top 3 weeks.
Unless USC's good, but I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so it's because Notre Dame doesn't have they can't fall back on winning a conference. They have to. I mean, it's probably 2 losses, right? 2 losses at
2 losses, and then they're going to have to sweat it big time.
Yeah, it's got to be close. And if you lose, you're better off losing earlier in the year so the committee kind of forgets about it. I mean, as much as they deserve to be there, the committee did kind of ignore your NIU loss the entire year. Like they just kind of went fully.
Well, they did like bump down the lowest out of any team with 1 loss, and then they slowly got up and up, and then
like you won right after. You kept winning right after NIU. You played great ball, but the fact that like it seemed like the committee kind of just totally ignored the fact that you even lost to NIU. Like it just went out of the way because you won all these games. It's like NIU is out of the window.
I mean, you can say that, but we were still like ranked the lowest out of the 1 loss.
Look, it's fair. You guys ended up deserving it by a long shot. You absolutely deserved it because you ended up winning big games within the playoffs, and then you were right there against Ohio State. So I think that Notre Dame they're always going to be considered, and as long as I think a 2-loss season probably gets you in, unless your 2 losses are just some, like you lose to Stanford, that's going to be bad.
Stanford's going to beat someone in the ACC, though. They always come off as some crazy win.
I mean, they just lost
even when they're bad.
They lost to Hawaii. I can't imagine them.
The coach clock management.
Miami playing them this season to me, a piece of me would say it's a trap game. I can't say that. That's how bad I think the Stanford team is. When I look at Miami's schedule, I see the end of the season where they go into Pitt and then into Blacksburg. It's like that's
you have to win both of those games. To see the definitive progress as a program, you have to win those games.
Of course, and especially Syracuse as well. I mean, Mario has to prove at least to the program that he can win the games he has to win. Because to end the season having 2 of 3 games, losing to 2 of those games, it's an absolute disaster. It's something that it was totally unavoidable. The fact that the defense was as bad as it was, and the fact that they almost even got in with how well Cam Ward was playing, it's baffling that they even, that last season even happened. It just pisses me off that their defense was as bad as they were. Thank you again for the Falconer 305. I would a no sweat win would be awesome. I don't see it happening at all. That's just not gonna. I don't think it will happen. I appreciate the Helly situation.
I still don't think Miami should build a stadium closer.
I disagree. We have about 12,000 undergrad roughly, and a couple thousand more post grad, and have a stadium an hour, 20 miles from campus, which is about an hour, and it's all I-95 to get there, is just a disaster for anyone trying to go to that game. The stadium's going to look empty when you look at the environment and you're seeing, oh, we have this stadium that seats 70,000 and only, the 12,000 undergrads show up or whatever. It's still going to look empty. So they need something at least closer to campus. That's why I wish they had the Orange Bowl. They had the old Orange Bowl. I wish we had.
Why didn't they renovate that? Did they just not put in the money?
Neglected it. They totally neglected it. And then when they demolished it, they built Marlins Stadium over there, and they also had Hard Rock already. So it was pointless to build a new football stadium. So I mean, I personally wish we had the Orange Bowl still. I know some people do like Hard Rock. It's a great stadium, sure.
Nice.
I just don't like the idea of having college students having to go 20 miles to a football stadium is not fun. It's just not enjoyable.
Like, can they not build a subway, some sort of subway system, or to just move all the students over? That's what I would do.
The only thing they have right now is buses, which is why Falconer.
Buses gonna deal with the traffic.
Yeah, but that's why Falconer he came on. He was like, we need helicopters. He's been saying that's what he's been promoting. But you can't bring that many people on a helicopter.
Yeah, they're small.
Yeah. So I would love a helicopter. It's not an easy thing to just bring out. So I wish we had a bigger stadium. I wish we had a stadium closer to campus, even if it's a couple miles off campus, it'd be great. But having to go into Miami Gardens is incredibly tough. Yeah, this is what it was.
Oh yeah, I watched the U documentary. I know she wasn't very well.
Donna Shalala totally just botched it all. She was focused on her political campaign that year. I remember that. But yeah, I mean, Notre Dame's got everything they have over there on campus. You have Touchdown Jesus. You have a sick stadium. I'm one of the things I'm jealous about, because I'm not from Miami at all. I got here 3 years ago. I wish we had a stadium. That's always my number one thing, because my brother went to FSU, and when I watched him go into Tallahassee, have Doak Campbell Stadium right there. It's pretty cool to have your football stadium right there, and you could tailgate right there and then go back to your dorms right away. That's sick.
Their tailgates on the buses must be insane, though.
Yeah, those are fun. I like. You can definitely. They're really trying to be strict about alcohol, but
okay. I thought they wouldn't be.
No. The school does all the buses, and they're mainly for freshmen, so it is difficult for it, at least. So, D-Rock Irish, we were kind of talking about this earlier, that it's going to rain. It's definitely going to rain, and it's going to rain Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a lot of rain. There's going to be football. There's a football game being played Saturday.
Why didn't they move that game? Why? I heard.
They have the HBCU Orange Blossom Classic.
Good. I mean, it is good for at least it's HBCU, but
yeah, it's FAMU versus Howard being played on Saturday at 4, and then right after, the next day they got to paint.
Should have moved it to FedEx, or now it's Northwest.
Yeah, but I mean they've been trying to build this HBCU Classic for a while now over there.
South Bend is better than it was. I mean, it's there's some charm to it now. It's not that
the stadium to me is the coolest part. The fact that you have all that over there is.
There's a cool bar scene now that they built up in the years. It's still nothing crazy, but
like Coral Gables is one of the nicest cities ever. It's beautiful. The surrounding, you're right next to downtown Miami. Miami Gardens is 20 miles north from here. It's just not. It's not like it's kind of going out of the way to have to go into that stadium. I-95's never not traffic, so it's always a busy. It's always going to take a while. That was the problem with the buses. It's about a 2-hour drive on a good day into that stadium, so it's gonna be chaotic to try to even get to the stadium. And I know, at least from what I hear, that that they're expecting a full capacity, so it's gonna just be just crazy trying to handle all that stuff. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on, Will.
Yeah. All right. I'll not wish you good luck in this game, but good luck in the season.
Yes, good luck in the season as well. Not wishing you good luck on Sunday.
Yeah.
I hope it's a fair game. I hope it's a really good game. That's
sure.
All. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate having you on, Will. Have a good one. Yeah, appreciate Will, appreciate Falconer for hopping on. All you guys. It's been a very good second call-in show. I'm hoping for more and more people to join. I will repost the link right now. This has been good. We're right here hearing different takes from this game. Again, I think it's going to come down to who makes less mistakes. I think it's going to come down to the trenches. The weather is going to be a huge factor. It's going to be big on both sides, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous in general because I'm nervous for this game. But for the fact that both teams have the run potential, Notre Dame having who they have, having Jeremiah Love is scary. But for Miami, I think that they have the ability to win this game. This is definitely not something I'm very confident in the fact that Miami has the potential to win this game. They have the ability to win this game. They have all the pieces to win this game. And yes, Falcon, like a Miami win at Hard Rock is the coolest thing ever, especially when it's full capacity. I just know that 2017 against Notre Dame, always considered the loudest crowd in Miami history, or in Miami Hard Rock Stadium history, and even in some college football history. That it's that the pick six that they had to beat Notre Dame in 2017, that environment, everything about it was nuts. So if Miami wins, the whole city will go crazy. You have an entire city backing us, not just a college. It's going to be big. It's going to be fun. But yeah, we're all excited for this game, and even it's not biased to say that Miami has a legitimate shot to win this game, because Notre Dame sides has said it too, that Miami is a great squad, because we are. But even the betting lines that it's just Notre Dame -2.5, which again, these are the runner-ups, the CFP runner-ups. So Miami has the squad to win this game. They have the ability to win this game. I think that they will win this game. My score prediction had been 24-21. I still think it will be. I think it will come down to fourth quarter. Carson Beck leads a drive with about 5 or so minutes to go. I think he gets in, they lead a drive. It turns into maybe a Mark Fletcher touchdown, take a 3-point lead with about 5 minutes left, forces CJ Carr to have a big drive. And I think the Miami pressure, I think the crowd, I think everything kind of comes together during that time. I think they get a stop, whether it's a pick or a fourth down turnover on downs. And I think Miami runs it out, gets a nice first down. Marcus takes a knee. And I think that Miami wins this game. I think 24-21. It's my prediction. I think it happens. I'm hoping to see what happens. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Sunday standalone game, 7:30 ABC, just prime time Sunday night football. Cannot wait. Thank you guys for joining. A great call-in show. And yeah, we'll have a post-game show on I believe Sunday or Monday. I believe Shay's doing that. We're gonna have a lot of people talking about this game. This is probably the biggest game of the week by far. In my opinion, it's the biggest game of the week. So people are gonna be here, excited, ready to go. Yeah, I'm excited. And thank you guys for coming and joining. We will be back every Thursday. Hopefully, I'll have a co-host with me next time. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. You can check me out on Twitter at Jaden A. Gonzalez on Twitter. And you will see me on Mondays on the Miami Primetime Show at 7 p.m. with Shay. Yeah, hope everyone has a good night and is ready for Sunday. Go Canes, baby.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.